It is not looking good for Stephanie White today. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys like the video and please hype the video, man. The hype takes the video to a whole nother stratosphere, man. Just please make sure you guys are hyping the content when you watch it. Now, with that being said, there has been a video that has been released by the Indiana Fever. A lot of fans and a lot of people has reacted to this video. Now, in this set footage, Stephanie White gets emotional when speaking about Ty Harris. Now, we know Caitlin Clark balls out after games. Before she had her back issues, she was averaging nearly 20 points a game.
Something is deeply broken inside the Indiana Fever organization, and a newly leaked video just proved exactly what fans have suspected for months. On the surface, things should be perfect. Arena seats are supposedly filling up, eyes are glued to the screens, and the franchise has a generational talent running the floor. But behind closed doors, the atmosphere feels entirely different. A chilling shift in body language, subtle snubs during press conferences, and locker room footage have exposed a harsh reality. The writing is on the wall, and it points directly toward a massive fallout between the head coach and the front office. This isn't just about a standard disagreement over plays or minutes. It looks like a coordinated cold shoulder directed at the team's biggest star. For weeks, rumors of tension have circulated, but a sudden piece of post-game footage has turned speculation into near certainty. The internal divide is becoming impossible to hide, leaving many to believe that a major firing is already being planned behind the scenes. And what happened right after their latest matchup left everyone in the basketball world completely stunned. The cameras were rolling in the locker room after the matchup against Los Angeles, capturing a moment that was supposed to celebrate a solid team victory. Instead, it highlighted a glaring double standard. Coach Stephanie White stood before the roster, visibly emotional, her voice cracking as she showered Ty Harris with intense praise. She spoke of trust, extended minutes, and absolute reliability, seemingly holding back tears of pride.
After this year, I just gotta be honest, man. A hunch is just telling me, based off everything I've seen at these games, body language, everything that I've seen thus far, let me know Stephanie White probably gonna get fired after this year. I'm damn near 60% sure, bro. Let's roll.
Great job. I'm really proud of you. It was nice to not sweat one out, right? It was nice to come in and to have high energy, right? To play together, to continue to build on a lead. Ty?
On any other night, this would be a heartwarming display of leadership. But when you look at the bigger picture, the contrast is impossible to ignore. When it comes to acknowledging MVP-level performances from the franchise's actual centerpiece, the energy completely shifts. Caitlin Clark has been turning in historic stat lines, pushing through physical setbacks, and carrying the offensive load night after night. Yet, whenever her achievements are brought up, the praise from the staff sounds restricted, dry, and almost forced. Every compliment feels like it is being delivered under duress, immediately diluted into a group project rather than celebrating individual brilliance. This massive gap in enthusiasm has sent shockwaves through the community, making it clear that something is deeply wrong with how the staff views their top player. But the tension doesn't stop with the coaching staff. The players themselves are beginning to break. The cracks in the locker room completely tore wide open during a recent podcast appearance that sent shockwaves through the organization. Sophie Cunningham didn't hold back, openly throwing the team's defensive structure straight under the bus. She broadcasted to the entire world that their defense is flat-out horrible, noting that giving up over 100 points makes winning virtually impossible. While she didn't mention names directly, everyone knew exactly who that arrow was aimed at. Assistant coach Brianne January is the designated defensive specialist for the franchise. Having a player publicly call out the core identity of the team's defense is a massive red flag. It shows a complete lack of respect for the coaching staff's schemes and proves that internal communication has completely broken down. When players start broadcasting locker room complaints to the public, it means the authority of the head coach has vanished. The friendliness is gone, replaced by a toxic environment where individuals are protecting their own brands while the ship sinks. And unfortunately, this toxic pattern isn't new. It's a dark cycle that has plagued this league from the very beginning. Years ago, a legendary basketball icon stepped up to a microphone and issued a chilling warning that many dismissed at the time. Charles Barkley openly stated that the treatment surrounding the rookie phenom was
I didn't interview like fans, and I can't put the interview out because I would have to downplay the fans. But to me, they entitled to their opinions, you know, and it was countless of fans, not just 1, 2, 3. I'm talking over 5 people that liked Stephanie White. And me looking at the ratio of numbers from us online to them in the Indy, not the same fans. Like I've said that time and time again. The people online are not the people in Indiana. The people online is probably people from Iowa, probably people from all over the country. But the fans that does not
driven by nothing but petty jealousy. He called out the entire league for fumbling an incredible golden goose, pointing out that the sudden influx of attention, private charters, and massive television contracts were all thanks to one individual. Yet, instead of embracing the historic rise, the response was filled with unwarranted hostility. Looking at the current situation at Indy, it is clear that absolutely nothing has changed. The targeted physical intensity and subtle professional dynamic shifts are still happening, and the underlying bitterness has simply moved from the media into the internal locker rooms. This constant double standard has forced a massive divide within the community, especially when analyzing how criticism is handled. When the team falls short, the franchise cornerstone often shoulders the entire blame for the losses, while other players receive endless grace and patience. Even the online discourse shows a striking pattern where visible emotion is reserved for role players, but major historic achievements by the star are met with calculated.
Who I love and respect their game. They couldn't have this thing up any worse. There's been so much negativity, and a lot of it is just petty jealousness.
And that's all it still is. This was coming back from Caitlin Clark rookie year when Charles Barkley said this, guys. It's still the same thing going on. The assaults is still happening to Caitlin. As of right now, I don't think that it's going to change. This is how it's going to be. Now, Evelyn DR stated this.
Restraint. Once you notice this uneven dynamic, it becomes completely impossible to unsee. There is no amount of corporate damage control the front office can put out to explain away what fans are seeing with their own eyes. The underlying message is loud and clear. The relationship between the staff and their primary draw is reaching a breaking point. What makes this situation even more explosive is the massive secret civil war happening within the fan base itself. There is a deep, unbridgeable divide between the local market and the global audience. In Indianapolis, the hometown crowd remains fiercely loyal to the leadership, defending their local hero regardless of the evidence or public criticism. But online, a completely different story unfolds. The global audience, tracking every movement from outside state lines, is demanding immediate accountability. This clash of loyalty has created an incredibly volatile atmosphere where the local staff feels protected by native fans, while facing immense pressure from the rest of the sporting world. The pressure is reaching a boiling point, and a dramatic shift feels entirely inevitable. With tension escalating inside the locker room, public callouts on media platforms, and a glaring lack of internal unity, the current leadership structure is simply unsustainable. Many close to the situation are fully convinced that the writing is on the wall, predicting a near 60% certainty that the head coach will be let go once the season officially wraps up. The current environment cannot survive another year of this intense friction. It leaves everyone watching with one haunting reality to consider. When a franchise is forced to choose between protecting an established coaching staff or saving the future of a generation-defining talent, history proves that someone is always left behind in the dust.